Today, it's finally here. The day that I have been waiting for. We are going to get my vehicle coated with a bunch of your favorite ceramic coatings. You guys have been talking about which specific ones you want me to test out. So we're gonna do a wash, chemical decon, clay towel treatment, polish off all of the old Ethos graphene coating, and we're gonna apply 7 different ceramic coatings on my vehicle. Silly girl, you actually think it's just 7. No, it's more like 30, and we're not even done. We're going to be doing durability tests. So if you guys want to see some ceramic coatings, how they're going to perform in the real world, let's go ahead and get this vehicle prepped and coated. I can't wait. I actually have no idea what my vehicle is going to look like once everything is all said and done. But here's a quick look of what my vehicle looks like before we apply 30 plus coatings to it. All I know is I have no idea what I'm about to get myself into. It is a gorgeous day right now. It's actually the first day in the last 2 weeks that we've been below like 90 as the high. But you can see I'm gonna have to move fast. We are washing in direct sunlight. I kind of lost my shade. My live video went a little longer than I wanted to, so we're gonna use the Stoner Ceramic Prep Wash. I do have a ceramic coating on here, so it's not going to remove the coating. It's not. But the sealant areas, it's just gonna do a really good job of getting the paint prepped and ready. We are gonna have to polish this to remove the old coating. It's on a majority of the vehicle. It's failed on the trunk. I removed it off of the hood about a year ago. So we're gonna do a really good polish. Now I do have the Cerakote trim coating on the trim. We're gonna be topping our trim with whatever coating we're using. Most coatings you can use on plastic trim. So just wanted to kind of note that. But when it comes to all of the coatings that we're going to be applying, I am not going to be putting tape lines on the panels because I don't want to kind of see an area that's not protected. Plus, it's not going to look very good when I drive around town. Some of these coatings might overlap. It's not going to kill them. It might change the outcome ever so slightly by centimeters. This is going to be probably the most epic ceramic coating durability test that I do. Make sure you subscribe and stay tuned because you're not going to want to miss all of these updates. We're going to share with you guys when we do our washes, how these coatings are performing. I've got a ton of work that I've got to do, but it's worth it for you guys. This is my first time using the Stoner Ceramic Prep Wash, and because we have about 4 gallons of water in the bucket, we're just going to dump the whole bottle in. And you might be wondering, why is she removing the ceramic coating? It looks pretty darn good. Well, I wasn't sure I was going to have the schedule to do this, so I actually recently just washed it and topped it. So what we're actually seeing on the hood, since there is only a sealant on here, is the Armor Detail Supply Amplify. I actually put it on the other day when I was drying the vehicle. Really impressed with what I'm seeing as far as fresh hydrophobics, but the rest of the vehicle, it was topped, so I have been maintaining my vehicle with toppers. Just wanted to kind of note that. Toppers are great for ceramic coatings to kind of keep the hydrophobics looking like day one. So chicken or the egg argument can be made, but who cares when your vehicle looks like this? Does it matter? Even though I literally just washed my vehicle like 4 days earlier, there is a light layer of dust on it, and rather than just do a rinseless wash, because we need to do a chemical decon and a clay towel treatment, we're still going to go through all the proper prep steps and do a contact wash. The soap is still coming. The instructions on the bottle said to add 1 ounce per gallon of water, so in a 4-gallon bucket, I just figured let's dump the whole bottle in, and you can see we have tons of soap that just kept coming. So Stoner, nice job with that. The true test will be if I can see my fresh sealant has been removed or greatly weakened. But I'm polishing, so we're not going to worry about it. So, still coming. Haven't rinsed my mitt. So I did this entire half of the vehicle, and the soap, it's still coming. Nice. I'm not going to rinse until we're all done washing it, because that soap is actually going to help prevent water spots since I am washing it in direct sunlight. If you can't tell, I was kind of impressed with the soap. Now, considering I had just applied the sealant 4 days earlier, this product is not going to do much to remove fresh protection. But if you have an old wax or sealant, it should be more than sufficient to be able to help remove that protection. But it is pH friendly, so that means it's not going to stain or dry out your paint, which is really nice. Now we're going to do an iron remover and clay towel treatment to decontaminate the paint, so that way it's silky smooth before we come in and polish off the old coating. So the Stoner ceramic prep wash, it did not remove our fresh sealant, but it did weaken in certain areas. I can see where the hydrophobics has fallen off. But the areas that the coating was starting to show failure was like right here. You can kind of see longer lines, not as tight beads. But a majority of the vehicle, the coating has held up remarkably well. On our roof, you can see it's done very, very well. The trunk is where it fell off at like the 2-year mark, and the Stoner ceramic prep wash did remove our protection on the trunk. You can see it's just kind of flat and hanging on, as well as our clay towel and iron remover. But for me, I've been very impressed with the original graphene coating. For those that wanted to see what the vehicle looks like, we have a sealant on here from Armor Detail, but the rest of the vehicle, we have our Ethos graphene coating on. Technically, I could just polish and recoat the trunk and call it a day and see how long this coating is going to last. But there's so many new coatings out there that I want to test that we're just going to take one for the team, dry everything, polish it, and apply our new coatings for you guys. But for those of you who have never ceramic coated a vehicle before, I just wanted to show you briefly what prep looks like. It doesn't take much time and it's not difficult whatsoever. Just a really good contact wash, chemical decon, clay towel treatment. Make sure the paint has no protection on it. If you have weakened protection, that ceramic prep wash from Stoner should do the trick. If you have fresh protection or an old ceramic coating on there, you are going to still want to polish the paint to remove it, because a chemical isn't going to really remove 100% very fresh or durable protection. But if you have weakened waxes or things like that, you should be fine with the prep wash. But we are still going to need to polish because obviously we have protection on the paint. And for those of you that enjoy content like this, I'm going to ask you guys to do one little thing. This is a huge time investment and money investment that I have made to be able to do these tests for you guys. 26% of you have subscribed, but that means that there is 70+% of you that are watching that haven't subscribed. So if you could do just one little thing, it doesn't cost you anything. Just hit that subscribe and notification bell off to the side. So that way we know you guys are enjoying content like this and you're not gonna miss out on any of the updates. We love having you guys here and we just wanna make sure that you guys don't miss out on this content, because this is why I do this for you guys. It's not for my own pleasure. I don't want 20+ coatings on my car. In fact, my husband really doesn't want 20+ coatings on my car. But we're going to get it done before he comes home. And hopefully, I mean, he watches some of my videos. So if you're watching this, Dave, hopefully you don't get mad with how many coatings I'm about to put on the car. But it's for science. Everything dried. We are all set up with the AC running, so that way we are nice and comfortable. We're using the gold standard polish along with the gold waffle pad to polish the paint. And for those of you that maybe you have an old coating on your vehicle and you're wanting to know, how do you know if the coating is actually moved? You can see I've polished half of the roof. I normally will use a rinseless wash to wipe off my polish residue. But what that does is it actually allows me to kind of see where we're at hydrophobics wise. If you have protection on your paint, obviously you're going to show some repellency. So you can see on the roof where we still have our coating, notice how we have kind of that line right here, and our paint is kind of flat. You can see I just did 2 quick passes with the gold waffle pad. I'm not worried about removing a ton of the defects because honestly, the paint has held up remarkably well the last 3 years. This ceramic coating, I've actually noticed, has helped to reduce the scratches, not because the coating itself, but because I haven't needed to be as aggressive washing and drying the paint. That's where majority of your scratches are going to be picked up, is during your maintenance, when you wash it, when you dry it. But when you're not having to scrub as aggressively to remove dirt off the paint because your protection is more durable, you're going to find that your finish is going to last longer. So I just finished polishing the Subaru. Everything came out really nice. Took about 2 hours. Just did a quick paint enhancement and nailed down the coatings that we're going to be applying. And when it's all said and done, it's not gonna be 24. We're doing 31. It might be a little much, but there's a lot of products that I wanna test out. I know you guys have expressed interest, and so why settle? So we're back day 2, and we're about to apply the ceramic coatings. I'll be honest with you guys, as someone who has ADHD, I tend to put things off that I really don't want to do. This is I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. This is gonna be a really long day for me. I was up till about 1 o'clock doing research on some of the newer coatings that I haven't worked with, familiarizing myself with their application, and hopefully I will have all of the information for you guys, but just be aware, this is a ton of work. Like a ton of work. I actually haven't eaten breakfast yet. It's like 9:12. I've been pushing it off, but I'm starting to get a little hungry. And so I'm kind of motivating myself that I'm gonna eat when we're all done. So I'm really hungry.
So whenever you're choosing a ceramic coating, there's a lot of research that normally is involved in that. How much is a bottle going to cost? How many vehicles can it get out of that bottle? What is the flash time going to look like? What is the cure time? And you can imagine with 30 plus coatings, that's a lot of research.
So here's something interesting. We're looking at the Mckees 37, their new Graphene Max coating. I've done reviews on the 5-year, the 10-year. This is new from them. I just wanted to kind of make these little bit of interesting observations. The Mckees 37 Max coating can be applied over a coating that's a year or two old, or immediately after an hour of applying a fresh coat of ceramic or graphene. When used for the latter application, Mckees 37 Graphene Max coating reduces the curing time of your coatings so it can be exposed to the elements sooner. What's more, Mckees 37 Graphene Max coating makes the paint super slick. Can be used as a standalone graphene ceramic coating for up to 3 years of protection, and it also can be applied to paint, wheels, glass, chrome, and plastic trim. So I feel like that actually is pretty significant. We have our Pro Coat 2.0 coming in at $225 and in 2-ounce bottle, gives you up to 10 years of protection. Their original graphene formula is 5 years of durability. For those of you that said I don't need a 4-ounce bottle, it is interesting. They have a 2-ounce bottle for $99. Or you can get the 4-ounce bottle for $149. For the max coating, it's $79 for a 2-ounce bottle, and that's gonna give you up to 3 years. So we have a lot of different price points for the durability as well as the size bottle. So they do come in 2-ounce bottles for those of you that were kind of, I don't need something so big. I think that's pretty cool. Now, out of all of these ceramic coatings that we are applying to our vehicles, some are a retail grade product, some are prosumer grade product, and some are professional grade authorized installer only product. I want us to kind of note the key features out of all these products, some of the benefits, some of the pros and cons. While you are going to pay more for a professional grade authorized installer only product, and yes, there is exclusivity that only professional detailers can gain access to them, you are going to get the value out of a product like that because it's going to be more durable. But the application process may be more involved. With your retail level products, you're going to be more affordable, you're going to be more user friendly, but you may not have that durability or chemical resistance. Maybe you're not maintaining it properly or you go through the automatic car wash. You might actually want to invest in a professional grade product because they're going to be more resistant to chemicals and more durable. But then there's kind of that sweet spot. Maybe those of you that have a little bit of experience with coatings, but you don't want to pay the cost of the authorized installer only product, or maybe you want something that is still user friendly, a little bit more durable. It's kind of the best of both worlds. So we've got a good mix of retail, prosumer grade, and pro grade. But for those of you that maybe you just say, I don't want to mess with retail, maybe I'm looking for something a little bit more durable. I've been detailing for a few years now. I'm ready to step up my game. We're going to take a closer look at some of the professional grade coatings that are out there on the market. Some are new, some have been around for a while, some you may not have ever even heard of. So let's go ahead and take a closer look at some of the professional grade authorized installer only products really quick for you guys. So when it comes to the Duraslic coating, some of you may or may not have heard of this company, but they are actually a chemical manufacturer that they make and blend their products in Ohio as well as in Colorado, so USA company. I spoke with Josh and Lean a few months back, but they do have one product that anyone can purchase. They've actually rebranded it. This is their DS1500. It's now called their mobile ceramic coating. This is going to give you up to 2 years of protection. It's going to be around $99. But for those of you that are a professional detailer that are looking to kind of set yourself apart from your competition with an authorized installer only product, I encourage you guys, head on over to Duraslic.com, find out if you guys can become qualified. They've got a ton of certifications and trainings all over the US, so you definitely want to reach out to that company to find out more information. Now, another company that we're going to be introducing to you guys is Aquatek. I actually heard about this company from Alex Russell over at Detailing Solutions podcast. I had the pleasure to meet him last year at the Creator Summit in Chicago. But Aquatek actually was a newer company. I hadn't heard anything about them. I know a couple of their reps though, Jennifer Turcotte for specifically, but Select is actually their enthusiast line coating. You can pick this up for $70, up to 3 years of protection. They do have authorized installer only products as well for those of you that are looking for that. They also sent me their Synth, which is their maintenance spray. You can also use this kind of as a standalone maintenance product. But what I find unique about Aquatek, one layer coatings, and you can see that on their website, our quality sourced SiO2 coatings are created to be a pure glass coating that does not contain oils or PTFE. In our opinion, these oils only provide a slickness with limited durability. Another thing that I find interesting, our coatings are made for fast and easy to install due to our flash time, quick and blended for hassle-free leveling under humid or less than ideal conditions. But for those of you that maybe you are mobile, or maybe you have a shop that doesn't have AC, maybe just some fans, and you need a product that's not going to be a bugger to apply, we're gonna be testing out Select. Now again, I am not in hot, humid conditions, but they specifically designed products that are going to work in that environment. So I think this is a great one to kind of throw in there. Again, this is their enthusiast line. We'll be able to kind of compare that to our mobile ceramic coating from Duraslic. So I'm interested to kind of see that comparison and that contrast for ease of application and durability. So there you have it, Select from Aquatek. Now the last three professional grade coatings we're going to take a closer look at. The first one is Armor Pro. Now you can purchase their quartz coating on Car Supplies Warehouse. It's going to give you up to 3 years of protection. And I actually have worked with that coating already. Really easy to apply, a little bit grabby, but insanely slick. One of the slickest coatings that I've actually worked with recently. I've also worked with their wheel coating. What I like about Armor Detail Supply, number one, fantastic branding, just really sharp. Their owners are really great guys. They're detailers that make products for detailers. But with this product, you're going to see up to 5 years of protection. It's going to run you around $120 per bottle. So really great value. You're going to easily be able to get 2 vehicles out of 1 bottle. So for those of you that wanted to take a closer look at Armor Detail Supply, we're going to throw that in the mix. Our next professional grade product is Veros, their Pro Series ceramic. Now you can purchase Veros on Car Supplies Warehouse, but their Pro Series, you do need to become authorized to gain access to this. Now this is actually one of the more expensive authorized installer only products. It's actually $239 for this bottle. You're going to be able to coat 3 cars with this bottle. However, a little bit goes a long way. It's actually going to add 4 to 5 microns of thickness to your clear coat. So it is a thicker product, but you're going to see more out of a product like this. If you actually divide it by cost per vehicle, it's about $80 a vehicle. So that's actually really good value for up to 9 years of protection. So this is actually one of the longest professional grade products that we've seen, most expensive, but if you actually, you'll kind of figure out the average lifespan, that's actually not a lot when you think of it in terms. This is definitely one that I have been intrigued about. I've been waiting for the right scenario. I actually met the owner. He's a fantastic guy. One of the quietest, sweetest guys I've ever met within detailing, but he designed these products to perform. So for those of you that maybe you've not heard a lot about Veros, I encourage you guys, go to Car Supplies Warehouse, check out their products. They have actually some of the best detailing products out there, but I'm really excited to be able to showcase this product for you guys. Now, the last professional grade product that I was going to install was Art to Shine, their Nano Graphene coating, but I've actually decided that we're gonna hold off applying this. This is actually a 2-year-old bottle. It's unopened. They do have a 1-year shelf life on an unopened bottle, but this isn't gonna necessarily put this coating in the best light. I've reached out to Art to Shine to actually see if I can gain access to their V3. This is V2. With V3, they have easier application, but the same amount of durability. When I tested this product against 14 other ceramic coatings last year, this blew every single coating out of the water. Now, this was the only professional grade product that I had up against retail and prosumer grade products, so that's just something to note. But for those of you that are looking for really great durability and performance, I'm excited. Hopefully we'll be able to get our hands on V3. We're gonna leave a spot clean right now for this. It'll kind of be a control panel for now, but hopefully as soon as we can get access to that V3, we're gonna apply that for you guys. I'm really excited to throw this in the mix, but we're gonna hold off for now until we get their V3. So we're getting all of our panels ready for their ceramic coatings. Some manufacturers, I do have their specific panel prep wipes for. Some I do not. For those, we're just going to be using Peleus panel prep. But I wanted to note, for the DIY detail coatings as well as their C6, they recommend that you use their app, which is an adhesion promoter polish. Basically, it kind of cleans and swells the paint. It does do minor correction. You want to use a small throw polisher with this. They do recommend kind of like a sand palm polisher. You can pick one up at Harbor Freight if you do not have one. The smallest throw that I have is my Griot's Garage, the GG6. So if you have a 15 millimeter, 21 millimeter polisher, you're probably gonna struggle with this product. But we're gonna use their red jeweling pad.
You don't need much, just apply 4 small pea-sized drops to your pad.
But just trust me, don't skimp on this product because it's going to give you better results with the coating. Now, basically what we're doing is this is our panel prep. This is going to allow us to have better adhesion with our ceramic coatings. There is some protection within this polish. The longer you work it, the more you're going to kind of accelerate that product curing. So you don't really want to work this a long time. But we're just going to very quickly go ahead and apply this to our side panel here, as well as to the roof. Now, Ivan did say that I could use this product for all of the ceramic coatings, but my issue is that some of the manufacturers are going to recommend that I use their panel prep. If I were to have anything but optimum results with their coatings, they might say, it was because you didn't use our panel prep, you used someone else's. And Ivan could make the same argument that if I were to use someone else's panel prep wipe, his coatings aren't going to perform the way they ideally would if you didn't use their panel prep. So for those companies, if I have their panel prep, we're going to use their specific product. But just know you can use this for any ceramic coating, but it just really hasn't been tested out there. And honestly, on a scale this big, I'm not looking to do a test and have to redo all of our products. So we're just going to kind of prime our pad real quick.
So the app polish works best with a 3 to 8 millimeter diameter polisher, and you want to keep it at a slower speed, not so slow that it won't oscillate, but you don't want to send it above speed 3. I did about 2 to 3 passes, no more than that is needed. You really don't want to work this product too long. But once we're done, Ivan recommends using a waffle weave towel to wipe off and then a plush towel for your final touch, and it left behind a perfect appearance. So for our Easy Peasy and Graphene version 2.0 coatings, we're going to be using Ethos's Detox Panel Prep Wipe, the coating prep spray from Mckees 37 for their 3 coatings, Gyeon Prep for our Mohs coating, and Meguiars Surface Prep for their M888 coating. Armor Detail Supplies Panel Prep for their Quartz Pro coating. This actually has a really nice mint scent to it, very unique. Duraslic's Glass Prep and Panel Wipe, and this actually is a really nice glass cleaner. It has a really strong IPA scent, so you can tell it's going to work really well. It has a really strong alcohol smell to it, probably the strongest out of all of the ones that I've worked with. That would explain why they use it as a glass cleaner, because IPA is one of the secret weapons that most detailers don't tell their customers how they get streak-free glass. It's just alcohol. We're also going to use the Stoner Car Care Panel Prep Cleaner for their paint ceramic coating. And for the rest of you, they're going to get Peleus from Phoenix EOD, one of the best panel preps on the market, in my opinion. And I know a lot of you are probably thinking, just get to the coatings already, but I need you to understand prep is key.
Now, as you can understand, we're gonna be going through a ton of towels and applicators. So you can see I've got a lot of new ones, and we've got a ton of towels so that way we don't have cross-contamination or you guys thinking that I'm putting one manufacturer's coatings on another. We're gonna change our towels with each section. But I also do have a bucket of APC ready for me to soak all my applicators and towels when we are done, because I can reuse them. I have reused a ton ton of these towels for ceramic coatings. You can see they're clean. I inspect them. They're nice and plush. We don't have like crystallized coating on them. When you soak them properly, you can reuse them. I'll soak them in APC for a few hours and then launder them like normal with rags to riches or auto fiber micro restore or even all free and clear. But when you launder your towels properly, you can reuse them for coatings. We're gonna start off first with our Pro Coat 2.0.
So if we've already reviewed one of these coatings, I will try to link the video down below for those of you that want a closer look at any of those products that we've already reviewed.
So there you can see our rainbowing.
Because we have so many coatings to go through, I'm not going to show you a lengthy look at all of the coatings, but if there's significant features that I feel like you guys should note, I will try to bring you in for a closer look at those coatings. But a lot of these coatings are pretty straightforward. I'll try to let you guys know if it's a rainbowing or sweating or maybe a hazing coating, if it's easy to apply, maybe a little grabby. These are just going to be little different things that I think you're going to be interested in noting.
So this is new for me to test. This is the Graphene Max coating. We're gonna give this a good shake.
Now both the 10-year and the 5-year coatings from Mckees are going to be more of a rainbowing coating. This actually I found to sweat initially and then it almost dissipated immediately.
So our coating has all but evaporated. I do see, again, some rainbowing, that's sweating. As soon as I put it down, you could see sweating marks. But now we have what looks like kind of a dried rainbowing appearance, a little bit more smeary. You can see kind of just some residue left behind. We'll get that with our second towel. So it is a different application than the other two. And it's quite possible that once you see that rainbowing, it's ready versus kind of letting the rainbowing flash off. Definitely the slickest out of all three coatings. So if you are using this as a topper, that's going to be one of the advantages. So next up we have our Hydro Lite. And we're gonna go ahead and carefully take this out. We've got some cool stickers in there as well as a really cool gold placard that you can leave with your customers. Since I'm the customer, I get it. Yay! Maybe I'll give it to a customer if they come and get this coating. Good shake. We're gonna be using their foam applicator. Not a huge fan of them. I am not gonna lie. I don't know if you guys can see, my hands are shaking. I am like nervous to apply this. I don't know why. But we're gonna prime it with about 10 drops. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It comes out fast. Not a fan of their orifices and we drop some on there. We're just gonna kind of prime. I hate this sound. I hate this sound. All right, so we're gonna come in here. We've got more than enough to do this entire section. Bear with me. This is why I'm not a fan of these applicators, but Ivan, we're gonna do your semicircles for even application. We've got kind of our pool sitting here in the middle. I didn't plan on that, but it just works out nicely. All right, so we've got half of our roof applied. We're gonna put the lid on so that the diamonds don't start to set up. You don't have to panic, but you don't wanna take your time either. And it has all but evaporated.
I actually had over 4 hours of footage that I filmed for this ceramic coating test, and for the sake of it not being an hour-long video, we're going to actually stop here. And for those that want to see a closer look at the C6 ceramics as well as some of the most popular ceramic coatings on the market, stay tuned for part 2, where we're going to share with you guys a quick look at how all of these coatings are applied, and then we're going to share with you guys some of the parameters of what our test is going to be like for this series. If you guys enjoyed content like this, make sure you give us a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, hit that notification bell off to the side so that way you don't miss out on any of the updates with this series. I think it's going to be a fantastic one for those of you that really want to see what coatings are going to perform. But thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for part 2 coming up next.